In this video, it's the further adventures of the Renault Vel Satis. It's the DV6 3-litre turbo diesel. We've owned it for 3 days. I bought it on Wednesday, today is Saturday, and I've already done over 400 miles in it. So what's good and what's not so good so far? One of the things that isn't so good is the door mirrors. This one, I've got the cover inside, don't worry, I don't think that's going to fall off. No, that's quite well attached. But this mirror is not very well attached. And when I try and put the cover on, it knocks this just enough for it to fall off again. So I'm just leaving it like that for now. It's not ideal, but it's going to have to do. But the bigger issue is what I can see in it is rubbish. I really need it down and to the right, and it just won't go there. Even when you use the electric motor, it just won't go low enough. So I can't really see what's behind me, and this one's no better. That won't come in any more than that, so I can't see the side of the car, I can't see what's behind the car, and the view in the rear view mirror also does not give a very good idea of what's going on at the back. To the point that yesterday on our way back from Swansea, I reversed into a low wall that I just simply could not see. A bit of a bang, I don't think we've done any damage, but given the paint's scuffed and scratched all over, perhaps no great shakes, but a bit annoying because otherwise it's been serving us really well. We're doing about 42 mpg according to the computer, but the range we're covering, you know, I've done over 400 miles on 50 quid's worth of diesel, would suggest that it's there or thereabouts. It's not far off. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. We've got all the luxury waft of Betty, our Australian Ford Fairmont, but none of the hideous first. I suspect around here it's probably doing mid-30s mpg, but on a cruise, especially if you set it a little lower than 70, it seems to really sip the juice, which for a 3-litre turbo diesel automatic that weighs about 2 tons, I'm going to take. That's not bad at all. But before we get started, I'm driving down to Devon today to spend time with my family, so I won't be filming that, but I will be filming thoughts on this car along the way. Let's start her up again. Diesel preheating, there we go. I think that's parking sensors. I think that's alerting me to the fact they don't work. And further evidence by reversing into a wall. They don't work, no. But I haven't done wipers yet, so let's have a look. And the wiping performance is thusly. Lovely fine mist spray. I've had that on the Citroen C5 and I really like it. And yeah, there they go, they park nicely off the screen. Do get a bit of a dribble from the triangle here, but I really like this wiper setup. I think it gives good coverage for driver and passenger alike. Now I was told the rear wiper didn't work, but the other day it did, but I haven't tried the rear washer yet. Let's see if that works. Oh yeah, there it is. There we are. So given how tiny that rear window is, that seems a pretty decent wiping performance there. But let me flip you again. Sorry, keep flipping. And there's our mileage at the moment. So yeah, I'm getting on for 500 miles covered now already. We got, that's a trip. I don't know what this means. What does this mean? What does 10.7 G mean? I don't know. So I would like to know. 41.5 mpg after a bit of town driving yesterday. 629 miles of range, so I should be able to get to Devon and back. 443 miles covered since I filled up first time. I think because I didn't take the key out, it hasn't reset that metric. That's usually distance from fill. Averaging 30 miles an hour, can't be bad, can it? And that long until it's due a service again. So there we go. Tyre pressure is still a little all over the place. That front right sensor keeps going down, and we got a number plate light out. So if I put the lights on, it'll presumably tell me. No. Oh, there we go. So annoyingly that happens. Plate illumination faulty. Yeah, I know. One little bulb out, and it won't get rid of that service message. I can't find a way to get rid of that. What does that button do? Does that make it go away? No, absolutely not. Great, marvelous. But yeah, if you turn the lights back off again, it does clear the message, I think. Yeah, there we go. And this screen does keep flickering in a rather unpleasant manner, but we can turn that off through this control here. So if you just scroll down to standby and do that, it turns the screen off. But every time the car detects a fault, it'll ping that back up, and yeah, you're back to a fault again. But yeah, let's get on the road. I've got a lot of miles to cover. Right, there are a few issues with the gearbox though. I don't think it's very healthy. Because it's a modern automatic gearbox, it goes into neutral when you come to a stop. But it takes a second, oh, there we go, to go into drive. And sometimes, while it does go into neutral when you stop, if you're stationary for too long, like more than about 30 seconds, it'll bang into drive anyway. So that catches you by surprise. And it quite often seems to get very confused about what gear to be in, which is a shame because it does spoil the serenity somewhat. Oh yeah, let's do the windows up. Oh, buffering. The air temperature is really low today. See what the car thinks it is outside. 12 degrees. But the sun is really hot. It's a really cold wind. So hopefully the cold air will come through the vents. I don't have to have the windows open today because again, that spoils the serenity. But yeah, the gearbox does seem to get caught between gears quite often. And you can't do a hill start because as soon as you take your foot off the brake, it should engage drive so you can pull away. But because of that slight delay, what happens is you start rolling backwards and then it neutral drops with a hell of a jolt and you start going forward, especially if you've put a bit of throttle on, which is your natural tendency, because you just go, oh my God, are you going to accelerate? 60 mile an hour road, yeah, just pull out and do nothing at all. That's fine. Yeah, it can definitely be not smooth. And driving around town yesterday in Swansea, it was really difficult. I was finding I was having to put it into neutral myself so I could at least anticipate when the drive slam was going to happen. But really, you don't want to stop, you just want to cruise. And yeah, then it's okay. I've had the rear end looked at slightly, and we think there's a noisy bush at the back, and it's a creak rather than a knock. So it doesn't look like anything's going to fail anytime soon. We soaked it in lube in the hope it might get better, and I think with the miles it actually has done. And obviously that's not a fix I would recommend, but I would only recommend it on a 300 quid car that you don't want to spend any money on. But yes, we are attempting Bangernomics in a very cheap Renault Vel Satis. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, at this stage, nothing, surely. But yeah, it's certainly a nice car to cruise around in. And like I say, having that waft but the reduced fuel consumption is very nice. Plus it's a hatchback, so it's more practical than Betty, our Fairmont saloon. But I think Betty actually does the waft slightly better. And I think that's because her gearbox, only a 4-speed unit, a BTR unit with Borg-Warner origins, is generally very well behaved and a proper slush box. Whereas this, it keeps on going to big engine revs, and this engine's got so much torque, 400 Newton meters of torque at just 1800 revs, but it shouldn't ever need to be revving. It's all a bit odd. But you know, automatic gearboxes, you do have to learn their foibles, and maybe it's just a bit of a case of that. But anyway, I love that noise. I love a 6-cylinder diesel. Takes me back to the Volkswagen LTs, the original big boxy shape, and the Volvo 740 turbo diesel. Or was it a 760? I suppose technically it should be a 760, it's a 6-cylinder. But I think some were 740. Yeah, it's a good engine noise. It sounds nice. And most of the time it's just really nice and quiet. But yeah, on we go to Devon. About 250 miles to cover today. Well, there we go. We've had a lovely stay in Devon. We stayed at the old vicarage here in Tiverton. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a fine backdrop for your executive car that's accidentally two-tone? And yeah, really happy to be heading home. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been a lovely stay. I've caught up with my family, some of them for the first time in a couple of years. It's been really nice. We got a little steam montage for you a bit later in this video. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting home. I'm concerned about this car, so I'm hoping I do get it home. There's a new tinkly sound from the back end that I'll see if I can capture on camera. It's slightly concerning. I'm suspecting broken spring, hopefully at the back, because a broken spring at the front tends to just puncture the front tyres. So as that hasn't happened, maybe we're all right. But yeah, we'll get that home and we'll have a look at what's actually going on and try and get to the bottom of it. But yeah, here is the steam montage, and we will soon be on our way. See if I can hear the noise. Oh yeah, there it is. Ting! That's not a good noise. It sounds like something metal is rolling around at the back. It feels absolutely fine. So I'm pretty confident it's not in fact falling apart, but yeah, maybe we've got a loose coil floating around in the back. Not ideal. By the way, if you look down the street over there, you can just see a Mark II Transit poking its snout out. So this is Tiverton in Devon. And I haven't yet set the sat nav, so I don't know how long it's going to be home, but I'm going to guess, look, 4 hours. Excuse the sexy flip-ups. Must also discuss some of the comments we've had. Obviously, a lot of people saying, well, this is the obvious replacement for Bella the Berlingo as our tow steed for Bob the camper. One, we have no plans to go away in Bob. We've missed her not working. We just can't get away. So it's not happening. Two, it doesn't have a tow bar. And even if it did, this automatic gearbox is not feeling all that healthy, the Azim Warner unit. So I think towing with it might be pushing our luck a bit, even though it's, you know, Bob only weighs about 600-700 kilos. It's not a massive amount, but even so, would you do it with a flaky automatic gearbox? I don't think you would. So in theory, yes, great tow vehicle. In practice, oh, nice 3 Series. We are not going there. And another thing people have mentioned in the comments is that yes, this engine is an Isuzu engine. It was only really used in these, the Espace, the Mark IV Espace, which Renault built themselves, not Matra. And they also used it in the Vauxhall Vectra stroke Signum, or Opel versions, and the Saab 9.5. You could actually get the Saab 9.5 with the V6 turbo diesel engine. It is an engine, it does have quite a lot of issues, and the main one being that the cylinder liners can drop and then your head gasket blows. But as ever, when you're talking unreliable, it kind of depends what your experience is. If it's a 300 quid car, you're kind of like, if the engine dies, bin the car, no biggie. If you've spent like 40 grand or whatever, I imagine they depreciated quite quickly, so I can't believe many people spent that much, then you'd be a bit miffed. And I have to say, this is exactly the sort of car I would not be brave enough to have bought when you still had to pay many thousands of pounds for one. A bit like the XJ40 we did, that was very much the same sort of world. Interesting, the creak doesn't seem to be there this morning. We've got this clang instead. Marvellous, but can't hear it now. Got the window shut. Must be fixed. let's push on. It's actually 3.5 hours to home. Should be home around lunchtime. That'd be perfect. We're going to go fairly steady. I was kind of keeping it to low to mid 60s on the way down here, down with the flip ups, and that seems to have resulted in, I think we're doing 44 mpg again. Yeah, 44.8 mpg from a 3 litre V6 automatic that weighs 2 tons. That is not bad. And yeah, something my Fairmont cannot do, but my Fairmont tends to be more reliable, so yeah, swings and roundabouts. But anyway, let's flip the camera, and yeah, nice day for it. It looks really hot. It isn't. It's currently 10 degrees centigrade, which is whatever in the Fahrenheit, not very much. So it feels like I've got air conditioning because I've got lovely cool air coming through the vents. But yeah, let's cruise this puppy back to Wales. Oh, there is one very important bit of news. Unfortunately, I've put announcements out variously. I cannot make it to Eltmek Vardig's AM Valhalla this weekend. We've just got too much going on, and the noise at the rear of this car has put me off taking this car anyway, because I don't think I've really got time to investigate it before I was due to leave. But we've got a lot going on at home at the moment. There's a uni visit going on this weekend, and we've got the kids in exams, and the buses are proving a bit flaky at the moment. So one of us parents needs to be there in case we've got to run the kids into school. The roads are just getting closed. There's roadworks that are not actually working very well. There's a lot. Incidentally, don't get the polarizing filters on your glasses, folks. I basically cannot see the screen anymore. It's a major downside of these. As Tim discovered when we did the Spanish trip, he went for the polarizing options. It's great, it cuts down glare, makes it a lot easier to see where you're going. But yeah, there is the problem that yeah, you can't actually see screens. So not ever so ideal. Right, we are back to the M5 motorway. Oh, and yes, the Desmond design. I actually have one now. This is available in our fourth wall store, Perodua Power. Go and check out the link in the description, or click the thing if I've managed to actually put the thing up. That's no guarantee I've actually managed to do that, because I'm rubbish with technology. But yeah, let's get cruising down the motorway, and yeah, very much looking forward to home. I'll be home just after Miss Hubnett has started another probably 12-hour shift in the restaurant. So yeah, there is that. We are back in Wales. We've still got about an hour to go, I think, just over an hour. We've left Port Talbot behind us. That is how you pronounce it, Port Talbot. And we're coming up towards Swansea. And it's been really boring, to be honest. I've been listening to Vernon Kay on Radio 2, like a bit of Vernon, and just cruising along. There has been no traffic, fingers crossed that stays true until I'm home. And driving in the middle of the week, everyone drives generally really so well. It's a stark contrast to weekends and bank holidays, that's for sure. I guess because you're kind of surrounded by professional drivers. Even the car drivers probably do an awful lot of motorway miles, so they're very good at it for the most part. So yeah, we've been sailing along. I say that the M5 was apparently there was an accident near Clevedon, but I don't think we got as far as Clevedon. Or I can accelerate again. I have to remember, if you press the plus button, the target speed goes up. So if you keep, I'm used to holding the plus until you achieve the speed you want to get to, but no, if you do that, you'll suddenly find you've set it to 120 miles an hour and it goes shooting off down the road while you're wondering what on earth is going on. I had that problem in the Citroen C5 Mark III many years ago. So it operates just like that. But the major news, I have found the secret storage. I'm going to put my flip-ups up for this. This is major news. There is hidden cup holders and a hidden little stowage tray. Someone tipped me off in the comments. I love the comments. This is why we read the comments. We try and read every one. It was a real struggle trying to get through all of them when we bought this, because you lot left loads of comments. Thank you, we love it, we love the comments. And yeah, someone tipped me off, and really what I'd like to do is reveal me showing the family about this secret storage, because they don't know where it is either. We had to go to recently. I'm not a fan. I don't think I even had anything. And yeah, we were going, where are the cup holders? Now we know. So stay tuned, we will show you in this video, but otherwise I'm just going to keep on cruising towards home. Oh, off with the cruise. Someone pulling out in front of me in a beautiful burnt orange mocha. That's the colour is beautiful, not the mocha. But yeah, that's a fun discovery right there. Also discovered the stereo does sound better as long as you crank it right up. If you listen to it fairly quietly and politely, I would say, the sound quality isn't good, and there doesn't appear to be a loudness. Another complaint, you have to go through the menus to adjust things like the sound settings. I've got it on jazz at the moment, and that sounds quite good. But yeah, you've got to go through menus. Oh, horrible. Not nice. But anyway, on we continue to home, where I'm going to have some lunch, and then work out what I'm going to do with the rest of the day. It'd be good if I can to get this car on a ramp somewhere, so we can have a proper look at the back end, because yeah, it's a bit hard to see exactly what's going on with it on the ground. And to be honest, I even on a jack with an axle stand and the wheel underneath, I don't feel very comfortable under so much heft of car. So let's see if we can get some better solution to inspect the underside and find out what the heck is going on. Well, that certainly made me look twice. Blimey, gorgeous Rover Vitesse. It'll be the 2.7 litre Honda. It's a fastback in white, and it's kind of the spitting image of the Rover 820 I had a few years ago. Although sometimes I try and blank that car out of my mind, it turned into a bit of a disaster area in many ways. But yeah, still a beautiful car, and amusing really that my base model looked quite a lot like that. It got the optional rear spoiler, obviously standard on your Vitesse. But yeah, how's that for a car? We're just coming out of Carmarthen. Oh, I've got something to admit to you folks. Maybe they have a point when they're trying to get these old cars off the road, because we've been cruising, we've been wafting for about 500 miles, best part of, or maybe 400. I can't count. 450, somewhere around that. We've done quite a lot of miles. And in fact, we're on 99995 on the mileage at the moment. I will stop for the magic 100,000 miles to celebrate that moment. But I'm digressing all over the place again. Yeah, after all that gentle cruising, and I know I've been doing 64, 65 on the Speedo, which is, turn the cruise control off, don't need that anymore, is about 62 in reality, so 100 kilometers an hour. We've been wafting along with that. It tends to be what I do in Betty to try and eke some economy out of her. This reckons it's doing 46 mpg at that. But the downside is, we came to a roundabout where I just thought, ah, sod it. It sounds nice, I'm going to give it a bootful. And when I did, the clag out the back was horrific. So it's a bit old school diesel in that regard. I used to have a 306D turbo, and that would do that. It was great for dealing with tailgaters. You'd be pottering around town, someone comes up behind you, you just think, oh, sod you, and you put your foot down, and it just clag all the soot out the back. So when you're going along hard, you're not building up the clag, but when you're driving gently, you're pumping soot into the exhaust. It can't have a DPF. It just can't be possible, I don't think. And oh, the Rover is turning off. Bye bye, Rover. So yeah, it just clagged. And as I came through the roundabout system and dual carriageways of Carmarthen, I did repeatedly keep booting it, and it didn't do it again. So if you look at the MOT history, which I know an awful lot of you have, that's a very nice car. Yeah, if you look at the MOT history, you'll see that it failed the MOT last year on emissions, and then passed. And I'm thinking that perhaps the only thing that happened between the two tests was an Italian tune-up. But get the foot down again. Yeah, not seeing any clag. Pick a gear. Any gear. There we go. It if you put your foot down, it thinks, oh, you're in hoon mode now, so I'll just hold the gear, but just keeps holding it. It's a gearbox, not the best shape. But yeah, I've got a bit of a problem with this car because we've got issues. Obviously, I've got something going on with the rear suspension. We've got the gearbox not behaving correctly. I don't believe that's factory. I think it would probably benefit from a flush, but it's not a gearbox that's really designed for that, or even just fresh fluid. So it's one of those where you have to kind of take the cooler lines off and just keep pumping fresh fluid in until what comes out is a reasonable colour. Terrible, terrible way of doing it. But that's what you have to do, which costs a fortune because you need litres and litres of transmission fluid. So I don't really want to go there. This is really difficult. I'm trying to do Bangernomics in this car, and it's utterly stupid to be doing Bangernomics in a Renault Vel Satis, I'll grant you. So I don't want to spend on it unless, you know, I really, really have to. So yeah, oh, my suspension creak is definitely back. So I don't really know what to do. Do I just say this experiment has ended and let's move it on? I think that might be a good idea. I mean, it's not just that I don't want to spend money, it's just that I can't really spend money on it. I don't know if you noticed, we've been going on about how finances are tight, and then suddenly we acquired a Daihatsu and a Renault Vel Satis. Because that's how my man maths works. It basically doesn't. So I never got this car thinking it was going to be a keeper. So is it already time to move it on? Well, it's still got some MOT. The MOT runs out in July. I forget which date in July, but you can look it up on the old internet. Yeah, would it be better to move it on? I don't want a lot of money for this car. If I could get £300 for this car, I would be happy. So if you want to buy a Renault Vel Satis for £300, that definitely has issues, make no mistake about it, there are problems, let me know. And basically I'll be the first person who can actually get the actual money to me and take the car away. So ian@hubnut.org, get that in. But yeah, not far from home, 3 miles to go until we clock. It's just not the same with a digital display though, is it? Wait for it to get engaged drive. There it goes. Oh, they've stopped again. Are we going? Are we going? Are we not? There's temporary traffic lights and I'm behind a camper van, so I cannot see anything about what's going on ahead. But yeah, this gearbox goes into neutral. I've probably already explained this. And then when you take your foot off the brake, it goes back into drive eventually, and you can accelerate. And if you hit the accelerator before it's gone back into drive, you effectively neutral drop it, which is what you can do for a very quick getaway, very briefly with an automatic transmission. You raise the revs in neutral and then you dump it in drive and it'll launch hard. It's not recommended. So yeah, there's a big bang when you do that. Well, not a big bang, it's just a bit of a jolt. So you have to learn to drive it gently. But yeah, I think I'm repeating myself. I've probably already mentioned it in this video. That was it. This video started a few days ago. Let's do the clocking. In 3 miles, I shall stop. There it is, people. 100,000 miles. Well done, Renault Vel Satis. And let's just cycle through the things while we're here. We have got that's the trip. I don't know what this means. Please tell me, what does this mean? But it's 17.5 apparently. 46.3 mpg, incredible. 363 miles of range left, and yeah, over half a tank. 807 miles since I filled up just after collecting the car, and it didn't reset when I filled up last time. So yeah, we're getting on for about 850 miles covered in this car. We haven't had it a week yet. Averaging 37 miles an hour, and that's how far till the next service, because it was fully serviced fairly recently. So yeah, I still haven't sorted that tyre out. And I know it genuinely is 100,000 miles as well, because this car, when it was last sold at auction by an actual auction house, I think, I'm going to have to give it a bootful to get away from here. How unfortunate. Oh, a bit sooty. Yeah, when it was sold a few years ago, it had a warranted 77,000 miles. It had all the history, and sadly all that is lost. By the time it ended up in the salvage yard, all that history gone. But yeah, it was in that salvage yard only last year, so it hasn't put on all that many miles since it was sold by the auction house. So you know, it genuinely is, for its age, well, yeah, for its age, it is a low mileage vehicle. So which I guess is why I'm a bit disappointed that it feels so worn out. The suspension definitely isn't its best. I don't think the ride is ever particularly good in these. There's lots of people say, oh, I had one that used to ride magnificently. For a modern, maybe, but it still seems a bit fidgety and yeah, not very good to my effect. And I don't believe an awful lot could be doing about the steering either. It's the steering weight that's the problem. It's over assisted. It is designed for maximum waft. It is not designed for pitching it down a B road. So yeah, I don't think necessarily an awful lot can be done about the fundamentals of this car. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. But anyway, I'm going to carry on for home. We'll get the secret storage sorted out, and then we can end the video, and we'll start a new video to discuss what's actually going on with it, perhaps. So yeah, let's see. Another thing I must address, oh sorry, I've had to open the windows, it's actually warmed up a bit, from the comments, is the key card. Lots of people saying you can get replacements, you can fix them. Yeah, whatever. You know me, minimal effort, but people saying you don't have to put the card in, or it automatically locks when you walk away. No, it doesn't. This is an earlier generation of all that tech, and it doesn't do any of that. The keyless entry came a bit later, which is something Nissan did as well. So the Nissan Leaf, even the fairly early Leaf, has keyless entry available on the top spec models, but this doesn't do that. You actually have to lock it, but there's two interior buttons. There's one on the center console here, and there's one on the back of the center console for the rear seat passengers as well. And you can lean in through any door but this one, operate it, shut that door, and the car's locked. So that's what I'm doing. It's better than nothing. It's like semi-central locking, and then I come back to it and then I can unlock it. It's like Betty, you have to press once to unlock this door, press twice to unlock everything else. So, you know, it works. It's a cheap car, people. There's lots of these people saying, oh, you could rebuild the suspension, you can do this, you can do that. It all costs money, a great deal of money. And if you're doing Bangernomics, you're not spending the money. So this might be just chalk it up. We'll get you know, a quick 1,000 miles out of it if I can do another 200, and yeah, move it on. I think is probably going to be the best idea. But just chalk it up to experience. I would have loved to have done more miles in it with Miss Hubnut, because she's very fond of the Vel Satis. Although that's from an aesthetic point of view, she hasn't actually spent much time in this one. And that's a bit of a shame, but yeah, that's life. She's working a very, very busy job, working very long hours. So yeah, but yeah, it's nice, because the last Vel Satis I drove, it was just one of my usual fairly quick test drives. I usually get less than an hour's wheel time when you see me driving a car. So it's nice to really get some miles on it and get a much stronger feel for the car. Frankly, I was glad to get out of it when I got down to Devon, which is not encouraging. That was after doing 700 miles in 3 days in it. And the seat, I just can't get the seat comfortable. You can kind of twist the backrest. It's split in two halves, so you can adjust either bit of it weirdly. And I just cannot get it into a position where it's completely comfortable. So, and the lack of bolstering is very irritating. I know people were confused by my Teflon diving suit, but if you imagine sat in any car in a Teflon diving suit, you would be slipping around like a bleeding sardine. It would be awful. So yeah, that's what I was getting to. It's exhausting not having any support when you're on twisty roads, which they all are around here. Yeah, annoying, but big hill coming up, national speed limit, so let's give it a boot and see what happens. That looks pretty clean, to be honest. So maybe change gear. Maybe that's the thing. You've just got to give it an Italian tune-up every now and then. Bit old school diesel style. I mean, it does sound nice. It is nice to do, and if it stops it making great claggy clouds, so much the better. Right, press the piece of wood. Oh, hidden. 2 cup holders and a little storage tray in which you can keep a carabiner, apparently. So there you go. Now folks, now you know. Secret wood. And put the wood back. No one's any the wiser. And there we go, folks. We've got the big shot of the secret cup holders. Incidentally, plenty of legroom in the back. So that's nice. And all these security blinds as well. So I can hide in the back like the VIP I am. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I was going to pull that down as well. Yeah. Oh, cup holders. We're finding them all on this trip. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I appreciate this one is a lot of random waffle, really. But yeah, I am serious that the car needs to go. And yes, I paid £300 for it. And if I can get my £300 back, I'd be happy. I'm stupid. I should sell it for more than that. But I'm happy to pay it on, so to speak. And I hope the low price encourages the next owner to invest some money in it. I just can't bring myself to do Bangernomics. I'm rubbish at it. I don't like it. But yeah, the Vel Satis has impressed me in some ways and not in others. But yeah, it's been nice to try one out a bit longer and cram as many miles on it as I can in a week. So yeah, thank you for watching. And don't forget, you can head to the Hub Nut store for your lovely merchandise. And I shall see you in a future video. Farewell. Look at that. Controls in the back and everything.